The PDC Darts Premier League underway at the Utility Arena, and we've just seen Luke Littler knocked out in the quarter-final. Bit of revenge for Jan van Veen for the mauling, frankly, that he got from Luke in the World Championship final when he was beaten 7-1. A 6-4 victory for the Dutch number one. He will play Johnny Clayton in the first semi-final. The Ferret saw off the other debutant in this year's Premier League, Josh Rock, by 6-2. And very shortly on stage, we'll be seeing Gerwyn Price against Luke Humphries, two former world champions going at it. And even though, as you mentioned before the last commercial break there, Paul Nicholson, even though Gerwyn Price is the lowest ranked of those in the Premier League, there's something about the way he played his darts last year and the way he looks, and he's increasingly looking leaner and meaner and fitter. There's something about the attitude we're seeing from the Iceman that makes me think I wouldn't want to stand in his way this year.
Not at all. He is looking mean, he's looking lean, but I think he's trying to future-proof himself, which is very small. It's something that the greats have done, and I think people are starting to take Price's lead. They're trying to get behind him in his slipstream to see what's he doing, how's he trying to better himself. We've already seen people lose timber, and Luke Humphries was doing that before Price, but in a very different way. Now you look at Michael van Gerwen, who features in our fourth game of the night against Stephen Bunting. Price is now a trendsetter. Things are different as he goes into the second decade of his career.
Well, you can hear Lewis Jones, our master of ceremonies, about to introduce our third set of quarter-finalists, and it will be the Iceman to walk first. And a change of walk-on music from the usual Vanilla Ice, and another player wearing black and white, Nico, to please the locals.
They won't mind that at all. This song is something he really wants to ingrain with the fans, because he wants them to be interacting with him on the stage. And I wonder, when he gets past the handshakes, are we going to get our first roar of the Premier League? There it is.
He does love a roar.
From England, he is the winner of the World Match Play. The reigning and defending Premier League champion, and former champion of the world, Kuhan Luke Humphries.
Well, Kaiser Chiefs always goes down well. You wait until Luke Humphries gets to his beloved city of Leeds, because they give this song extra beans when he's walking onto the stage with this one. Luke Humphries, one of the most, well, he's a very shy, calm individual. He's not one for histrionics, but he's a lovely man to talk to, loves his football, loves talking about Leeds United, but keeps himself to himself on the tour quite often. I've noticed he's quite happy with his own company and that of his team around.
Luke's got a lot of friends on tour. He's still one of the lads, even though he's made his millions already. He's still got a lot to do in the game, of course. There are things that he hasn't won, just like Mr. Littler. However, he's very humble. His best friend on tour is one of your favourites, Ryan Searle, and he was very close to being in this Premier League. If he'd won his semi-final at the Palace on January 2nd, he could have been on this stage tonight.
Oh, if Ryan had got into the Premier League, I think I might have spontaneously combusted. There's still time. There's still time for heavy metal to make it into the Premier League.
Absolutely. Well, Humphries is on the stage right now, about to take on Price. And they have had a draw in Premier League darts when Luke was a contender back in 2019. But there's no draws here tonight. They've played 8 times since in the Premier League. And Humphries has a 5-3 lead. And he's 30 now. 5 years on from becoming World Youth Champion at the age of 24, almost 25. He's now wearing a slightly different Cool Hand shirt. A little bit of a change of where the blue and dark blue are. So he's decided not to go for the black and white. He's just sticking to the same strip every week. Whereas Price, he will chop and change, whether he's in England, Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, and on Wales night, which it will be called, with Clayton and Price will be adorned in red.
I'll bet you there any money that Humphries wears yellow and blue when he gets to Leeds. Anyway, Gerwyn Price has the honour and starts with the maximum to set the tone, and we've had some great heavy scoring already tonight in Newcastle, and Gerwyn Price laying it down to Luke Humphries right from the get-go, although dart number 4 drifts into single one, so that's the first chance for a 9-darter in this match evaporated almost as soon as it began.
Did you hear what Gerwyn Price was saying yesterday at the media day at St James's Park? He said he's angling for back-to-back 9-darters in a match here in the Premier League, and he believes that even if he doesn't do it, somebody else will.
Well, we got one. Who was it? Was that Van Gerwen who was 1 dart away from back-to-back 9s?
Yeah, 17 perfect darts. That was back at the 2013 World Championship against James Wade in the semis. Missed double 12 for the second 9. Humphries on 264 is going to leave a finish here. That's a ton. Could have been slightly better, but he had a kinder deflection on darts 2 or 3. But 164 for him. Price on 107, looking at treble 16 and misses it just left, so the shot is off.
But he hits treble 16 with the last dart to leave him on 2 12s, and 164 won't go for Humphries, so Price has got 3 in hand to hold throw at the start of this encounter.
Double 12 is one of his biggest weapons. Not on that occasion. He can't believe he's missed it that much low. A double 6 for him, found in the same sort of way as Jan van Veen found it at the end of the last match. And Price is still lambasting himself for missing double 12 by such a distance.
Now, you didn't get a chance to get all nerdy with Chris Mason in the last game and tell me about the beauties of this new Winmore Blade X, but the players love it. Why?
They love it because it's a lot more receptive. The sisal depth, and that sounds really nerdy, but sisal is the plant material that the playing surface is made of. It's like a grass that is cultivated in Africa, and then it's harvested and it's put together on a dartboard by many processes. But the biggest change is not just the sisal depth and the way it's compacted to allow players to play their best darts. The backboard is now made of mahogany, and it means these dartboards are a lot more durable and they're a lot more receptive for accurate darts, no matter which angle the dart goes in. That is a big factor. The longer the points in darts these days, these boards will be able to handle it better.
81 for Humphries to level things up. Treble 19 for double 12 hit. Lovely 2-dart kill there for Coolhand. So a good, confident start from both players. Holding throw and Price in for a max again at the start of the leg, but not this time. Another Welshman on the stage calling the shots. Hugh Ware, our match referee.
Gerwyn Price holds the Newcastle average record, 114.96. But his best performance in the Premier League, that was 115.97 back in 2023, the year that he won in Newcastle. And weirdly, his best average in the Premier League is 0.01 better than Littler. Talk about tight margins, it couldn't be any tighter. So he has got good memories of Newcastle as the man who's adorned in black and white tonight. He's just scored 96 to lead 210. It's 1-1 on talkSPORT 2, and Humphries is back on 303.
Going for the 19s from that 303 target and hits 5 19s. Price should get down to a finish first on throw here, particularly now he's picked up a treble 19 himself on that last visit. Humphries with this very square on throwing style. The front foot is pointing straight at the board. He's much more chest on than many of his opponents, like Price, very much side on. 114 needed, treble 20 hit, 14 for tops. Oh, he's dropped the last dart, and it's not classed as a genuine attempt at a throw, just a drop dart.
Yeah, no forward motion there, but there was on dart 3 there. He takes out 114 for a 2-1 lead, and this game is following the same pattern as the previous one, Dance, where 3 legs in, it's 3 holes of throw. And if it does follow the same pattern as the previous one, it will be Price that will be winning this one. In the section of the draw that you mentioned is looking a bit inviting if you can make the semis.
But no matter what we've already brought you tonight is high quality stuff, some really good high scoring, great clutch finishing. You mentioned that clutch finish that Van Veen popped in that win over Littler in the last game. We've already seen a ton-plus finish from Gezi in that last leg. And again, he looks quizzically at the board, having drifted into treble 5. Perhaps he doesn't like this new Blade X.
You've got to understand how different it is playing Premier League compared to what we have in Players' Championships on the floor week in, week out, and even European Tour events. These arenas are a lot bigger and the airflow is a lot swifter. He should know this by now. This is the 153rd game he's played in Premier League darts. He should know that it's a little bit different, and sometimes you've got to use heavier equipment or maybe throw the dart a little bit harder for it to get to target.
Traveller's visit for Price. Humphries should take out 79 in this visit. He wants tops and gets tops for a 79 checkout, so it's 2-2. All square in a race to 6 here on talkSPORT 2.
In the last match with Mace, we were discussing the win percentage of Littler in his 2 and a bit year career in the Premier League at just under 70%. That's gone down a little bit tonight. However, Humphries, who's played in the same amount of Premier Leagues as Littler, he's played 4 less games, but his win percentage is 62.5%, which is still incredible. This really floored me earlier tonight. Price's win percentage in his Premier League career, 44%. He's more likely to lose a game than win it.
That just doesn't stack up, does it? Just does not stack up. Back-to-back 140s from Gezi, so he's down to a finish of 161 with Humphries back on 309. He heads down to the 19s and a 25 good board management from Coolhand.
Superb. Now he will get a shot at 170 because Price is not going to take it 161, but the last start treble 18, very handy to leave himself on 84. 170's on, it's right at the top of the 60. The next start doesn't nestle next to it, so he has to settle for 105 and a 65 score left.
To hold throw, 212s for Gerwyn Price. Nicely done, and there's the yelp, there's the roar for 3-2 to Gerwyn Price. It's funny, I've heard it a million times, but it always makes me chuckle whenever I hear it.
Do you know what? If Anthony Gordon were to score at the weekend, or even if Harvey Barnes was to get a rip-roaring, top-notch, top-corner shot against Brentford at the weekend at St James's Park, he wouldn't scream that loud.
Or that high. He's got good range. I reckon he could do a job for Judas Priest, Gerwyn Price, if they were in a bit of a pickle.
Is that your way of saying that when he's finished playing darts, he's going to be doing a classical radio station like Aled Jones does?
I think there's every possibility. I wouldn't rule it out, and nor should he.
4.56 is not a good start, though. 45, backed up by 96 from Price, who in his previous visit did delay getting his darts out the board and did poke at it a little bit. You're not supposed to do that, Dance. It's called pointing.
Yeah.
If you stab the board with your darts post-visit, you may be able to do it once, but if you do it again, the referee's going to have a word with you.
And if you punch the board like Colin Lloyd did, then you're in even more trouble.
Not to sound like Harry Enfield, but you don't want to do that.
No.
135.
135 from Humphries takes him down to 108 to hold throw once again. It's 3-2 to Price in a race to 6 in this third quarter final in Newcastle. Humphries wants double 16, picks off a 108. So we've had 2 ton-plus finishes, one from each player. Beautifully done.
Interesting game this at 3-3 because Price is averaging 97.5. Humphries 105. You might think he's ripe for winning this game without the darts, but the thing is, if you've got the throw in the odd numbered legs and you keep this pattern moving, you can have a far lesser average and still win. This is how a 97 can be to 105.
Subconsciously, I guess you can allow yourself the legs off on the even numbered legs. Dangerous game to play, I suppose, but it depends how your mindset is.
Well, if they follow each other all the way through the match, Price might get 2 extra visits because of the way the throws work, and that's enough to win a game like this.
Bit of nip and tuck here, and both had bounce outs with their last visits. Luke had a bouncer on bullseye there at the end of that visit. 233 Price, 195 Humphries. Remember, it's Price's throw in these odd-numbered legs. This is leg 7. Great visit. Treble 19 and treble 20 here under pressure, Gerwyn Price.
Absolutely. He's on 97. Interesting 105 score from Humphries to leave 90. Now can Price get 78 more off the single 19? He can get the treble 18. So it's double 12, only with one. And he's found it this time. Great recovery skills from GP, who now takes pole position at 4 legs to 3. Back comes Luke Humphries with a max.
Well, it's nip and tuck between these two head-to-head. Luke beat Gessie 16-13 at the Grand Slam of Darts semi-final late last year, but in Riyadh, Gessie won in Riyadh. Luke won that semi-final in Leicester, but Gessie won in Riyadh in the quarter-finals of the Saudi Darts Masters. In fact, it's been nip and tuck. I think it's been win-lose in the last 4 or 5 encounters between these two.
It's just one of many possible rivalries for 2026. We don't know where this Premier League's going to go over the next few weeks, because rivalries could come from one game. It could be this game. We just don't know. And what Price has just done there, Dart slipped out of his hand. He actually tried to grasp it in thin air, which is something you shouldn't do.
Because he was worried that it could have been perceived as forward motion from the referee.
Well, Hugh Ware's got eyes in the back of his head. Well, Humphries has got 86. He's 4-3 down, and Price is on 180, so he doesn't need to go for the bullseye. 3 singles all around the board, culminating in the single 16 to leave 32. That is a chance to make it 4-4. Looks like this could be the tightest game of the night so far.
Scoreboard pressure because Price is on tops. Inside double 16, Humphries wants double 8 next door. It's a good inch wide, but it doesn't matter because the third dart is perfect, and we are at 4 legs apiece.
Nerveless right there. My word, Price is thinking, you missed that double 8, you're going to be 5-3 down. And he wasn't, because Humphries found double 8 with his last dart. And this is usually, based on last year, Dance, this is where Humphries found his best dart. You'd lock him at 8 legs. At 4-4, he'd find a 2-leg burst.
Maximum. Again, both players averaging over a ton here. Price 102, Humphries 105. And we will be chatting with Alex Dunn from William Hill early. He did suggest that this was going to be the closest of the 4 quarter-finals we're bringing you tonight on talkSPORT 2 in the YouTube channel. So it is proving.
Can Humphries get to a finish from 323? The answer is no. Doesn't matter what he does with darts 2 and 3. They hit the 60 to leave 183, but Price has got time on 136. 419s needed to leave tops next visit. That's exactly what he gets with a last dart treble 19. Tops it will be to create that 5-4 scoreline. This has been hammer and tongs from the off.
But again, scoreboard pressure from Humphries, leaving 43 with the ton 40 visit. Tops for Price, 1 above, 1 in, another yelp, and he's 1 away. He's held through again. It's 5-4, nip and tuck.
Well, everybody knows that Price loves his rugby, but he's on that stage right now, flying like a falcon.
Of course, the Six Nations is underway tonight.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yes, because the Winter Olympics starts tomorrow. I think they wanted sporting occasions split between evenings.
They're starting on a Thursday for the first time in something like 80 years.
Something like that.
Oh, look at that. What a wonderful 180 that was from Humphries to lead 261. He's confident that he's going to be taking this to the first last leg decider in the 2026 Premier League.
261 plays 3-8-4 in this 10th leg. Steady ton from Humphries. So he's left himself on a finish of 161. How much pressure can Price apply from 3-8-4? Needs another treble 19 to get somewhere near, but only 96 scored. So 6 starts from here, Nico.
Yeah, that'll be enough. You feel he's not going to get the 161 out, but he is going to get the next best prize. 2 treble 20s and a 17 sandwiched in the middle to leave 24. Price back on 288, waving the white flag with a 41.
2-12s for 5 all. There it is. We're going into a deciding leg in this third quarter final, but it is Gerwyn Price that has the honour. And he starts this deciding leg. Comes downstairs and picks off 3 19s. Can't get 6 19s. 4 will have to do.
2025, over the course of 17 weeks, these two played each other 5 times. It was 3-2 Price. Wherever you look, it's close between these two. No wonder our friend from William Hill thought this was going to be close. It has been. Can there be a break of throw in the last leg decider? Humphries hopes so, but with only 60 off the back of a ton start, he will not be too optimistic.
No, particularly as Price hit a 60 beforehand and he couldn't take advantage of it.
100.
Steady turn from Price. Down to 2-4-5 in this deciding leg. Humphries, that's more like it with the first dart. And he comes downstairs for 19s and picks off a treble.
Yeah, but the lead is only half a dart. Price has got 6 from 2-4-5. Great 140 visit. Really attacking that third dart.
Little mini yelp there.
Now, if he gets 105, it'll be a big one. Humphries has got to get to a manageable finish, and he does. He leaves 70. Price for the match, 105. He's going for tops. He needs 2 of them, and he hasn't got the first one, so it's match point Humphries.
45.
He tried his luck at tops. 70 for Humphries for the match. Treble 18 for double 8. Just inside. Double 4 for the match. Inside that too.
Oh, this is a very apt number for Price. He won his first Grand Slam on a 60 checkout. Can he do it again? He's got 2 darts at tops. If he needs them, he does need the second one. The first one's high, and the next one's high as well. Humphries has been let off the hook.
Can he pick off double 2, Luke Humphries? Wires it on the outside. He gets it with the second dart. And Luke Humphries, the reigning Premier League champion, gets the job done. He had to survive 2 match darts from Gerwyn Price, but he couldn't take them. And Kulhan edges into the semi-final.
Just the grit of the teeth on the stage there from Price, as if to say, I've just let you off the hook. I'm going to remember that one because we will meet again. But I think Humphries, he did give himself the chance to win that one, and then he had to survive. But there was 1 break of throw in that game, and that was the last leg of the match. We might not see a better game than that all night long. That was really, really good. 104.55 for Humphries, and he's showing the world that darts is more than Luke Littler. Price was surviving with that 95 average a lot of the time, but having the darts, he just couldn't break the guy. As a result, he doesn't go through to the semis.
Yeah, Luke's already gone tonight, beaten by Jan van Veen in the second match of the night. Van Veen will take on Clayton in the first semi-final, but not before we work out the final quarter-finalist who will play Luke Humphries in the second semi. It's either Stephen Bunting or Michael van Gerwen, and we'll bring you that game next on the Premier League Darts here, live on talkSPORT 2 and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page.
No-nonsense sports coverage.
Oh, he's going all the way! This is talkSPORT 2.